I get a lot of people asking me how we were blessed to walk away from corporate America in our early 30s. Well, listen, I don't want to keep that a secret. I want to share it with the world. And so maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're trying to figure out, how do I even get started on my journey of entrepreneurship and getting to a level of freedom? Well, text the word freedom to 737 777 9909. Enter your information in, and we look forward to sharing some information with you. A proven system with small overhead, right? That you can do part-time, spare time, right from the comfort of your home, and have amazing mentors, coaches, and a community of entrepreneurs who are willing to support you and help you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales, and this is episode 146. And today we're going to talk about being obsessed. And here's why. Because, in the organization I'm a part of, we are constantly reading a book of the month. And what a phenomenal community of entrepreneurs who are looking to grow and stretch ourselves. And the book that we're reading is Be Obsessed or Be Avid by Grant Cardone. It's one of my favorites, and it's because he really brings to the forefront a topic that I don't think I've ever heard anyone discuss. And he says, look, we have obsessions that are negative, and why does the word obsession have a negative connotation? But what if we could flip that bad boy around and make it a good thing, right? And here's my thing. This is just my spin on it. But let's just, the Father has given us an assignment, a duty, a task, or a destiny that we are to fulfill, a purpose on this earth, right? And who are we not to be obsessed with that? Like, if we're not obsessed with that, then what are we doing, right? I would venture to say that we could potentially be merely just existing, going through life without purpose, without clarity, without focus, absolute focus on something, right? And so that's what we need, especially in 2022. We need the magnificent obsession, as it talks about in Think and Grow Rich, right? What is a magnificent obsession? I mean, it's when you are like, like even Grant Cardone. If you even pay attention to anything that he does, some people say he shares too much on social media. Like, that's taking a obsessed mindset and saying, look, my philosophy is I need to be known, so I'm going to do as many videos as I can, right? Like, for me, I'm obsessed about a lot of things. One of the things I'm obsessed about is legacy. That's hence why we're doing this podcast, is bringing value but also legacy. So there's a twofold thing here. And when I think about that, it makes me obsessed that I'm willing to do several episodes a week, because I want to just continue to pour value, 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 and be able to have an effect, right? Have impact. And so, we think of obsession when we think of someone who is overdoing something. But man, can you overdo an obsession on your purpose? No, not at all. Right? We should have an obsession on your purpose. You should have an obsession uh, for your wife or your husband, right? You should have an obsession to eat right, and to be healthy, to have great relationships, to have a great spiritual life. Like, you want to be obsessed with that. You want to be obsessed with having the best relationship you could have with the Father, right? Not religion, but having a solid relationship. That should be an obsession. And if it's not, man, what are we doing? Uh, we have to turn up the focus, turn up the intentionality of certain things. And here's what that does. It doesn't negate being obsessed. Doesn't mean that you're not spending time with your family because you're so focused on one thing, or you're not doing other things, right? It just means that you have tunnel vision. It means that you are giving it uh, what it needs. And so I just want us to make sure in 2022 that we have a clarity, that we have a focus. Just look at your life and just ask yourself day in day out, um, is my day more of a routine type of day, or is there some intentionality in my day on the things that you do, on the things that you focus on, right? And keep this in mind: your day job is not your destiny, right? So, yes, you get up, you go to work, you do things you got to do to pay the bills and things like that. But what is your true destiny? That's what we're talking about. And have you been obsessed enough that when you get off of work, that you focus on that thing? And again, I'm not saying that you're negating everything else and you just go immediately on that thing and forget your everything else. You forget your relationships and you forget your health and you forget your spiritual life. That's not what I'm saying. But is it in the forefront? Is it something that that is on top of mind? Is it something that you're focused on every single day? You're laying that brick day in and day out, like Will Smith talks about, and you can step back a year from now and you can see the wall that you built because every day it was about laying that brick as perfectly as you could lay it. Those things are important, especially as it relates to code freedom, because code freedom. I mean, being obsessed with your freedom is important because now you get more time with your family. Now you get to provide more. Maybe now you get the opportunities to add value to society, impact, be a philanthropist, things of that nature. Who wouldn't want to be obsessed with being a philanthropist? Being in a position where you can be a philanthropist, where you can give back on a major level. Those things are important and they require being obsessed. Because I would venture to say, if you're not obsessed with it, then there's a high probability that you won't achieve it. King Richard, the movie, we talked about that some episodes ago, and he was obsessed with making his girls a tennis star, right? The best, not just good, but the best. They had to be the best, and he saw that before they were even born. He was obsessed with it. He was obsessed, so obsessed that um, all the distractions and all the things that would attempt to bring them down, they kept pushing, they kept pressing, right? And so, again, what are you obsessed about? I'm just curious. I love to know what you're obsessed about. And don't always think the word obsession has to be bad, but it can be a good thing if we use it in a good way and we use it to have that absolute tunnel vision focus, laser white hot, like I'm on it, like that horse with the blinders on we talk about sometimes on this episode. So listen, are you obsessed or are you average? I know Grant Cardone, he's constantly pushing the envelope, but that's because he's obsessed. He says success is your duty, and it is. It really is because being successful in your purpose is so necessary. It's what you're here to do. It's what the Father gave you an assignment to be here for. And who are we not to be obsessed with that mission, with that goal, that task, and make sure that we give it everything that we have and we go after it with absolute focus and intention and vigor and happiness and joy and all those things, right? So listen, guys, I can't believe it. We are coming up on a year of the Code Freedom podcast in just a couple days, and we're just excited about the journey. We're excited that you guys were listening to us and continuing to share us with your friends and family. And so, listen, guys, can't wait to hear you on the next episode. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But Excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value, and definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.